What is up, my brethren? This is Heckle TV. I am Jarvis Black. Thank you for coming back. Whoa! Why are news anchors and media outlets so hell-bent on telling us that we're watching their YouTube channel?
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel.
Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel.
Clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube channel.
Your YouTube channel. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Do they think that we don't know what platform we're using? Do they think that we are going to get confused about where we're watching our content? Oh, I thought I was watching cable. Do they think we can't tell the difference between broadcast television and an application or a website? I sound like one of them. An internet application on your smartphone. This has been something that I have wanted to get off of my chest for some time now. And I've been venting to anyone who will listen and make fun of it. So that's why I'm making a video about it for you, so that you can share in my misery and pain, and also just laughing at the absurdity of the whole situation. What I really don't understand is how people who have made their entire careers, their entire focus, they went to college, they got degrees in like communications and broadcasting. They spent their entire careers in television, broadcasting, and media, and yet they can still be so goddamn clueless when it comes to things like streaming services and apps and websites and just YouTube in general. How do they not understand these different formats and how they work and what the demographics are that use them?
Allison, can you explain what internet is?
I guess this is like the part of like the YouTube video where I'm supposed to be like and like cut back and go back to the history of YouTube and like, this is how it evolved over time, and this is what it was created for, and all that, and blah, 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 blah. Look, I think that you're smart enough to understand how YouTube works, and I also know that there's a bajillion videos about the history of YouTube, about how YouTube has evolved over time, and about how the types of content that have, sprung up over time and created. I'm not going to get into all of the details. I'm not going to bore you with that. Let's just focus on the abridged version so we can get back to making fun of news anchors.
Tonight at 11.
Doom!
YouTube started in 2005 when, most internet users were still traveling via horse and buggy. They were still prescribing heroin. Okay, it wasn't that long ago. It feels like it was a lifetime ago and a generation ago, but it really wasn't. It wasn't that long ago. 17 years. It was a Wild West platform where anyone could upload anything about anything, and it was insane and crazy and wonderful and beautiful and scary all at the same time. Google purchased it for over $1 billion, and not long after that, then ads started becoming available through the partner program. Let's just say there was money to be made in this newfangled thing they called the YouTube on the interweb. And look, when there's money to be made, when there's blood in the water, the sharks can smell that shit a mile away. Companies, anybody who was making any kind of media was like, no, why I'm scratching this up. This is what rich people do. They scratch their eyeballs when they're thinking.
Idiot.
Huge companies and major networks realized, hey, there's cash to be made here, and they jumped in. They realized that not only could the Titanic stay relevant by uploading content to YouTube, there was boatloads of money to be made in the process. After all, they're already making ad-friendly content on their networks. They can just slice it and dice it to fit into a YouTube format. And regular networks are already navigating around the FCC for their content.
Oh yeah, I know all about the FCC.
So it makes it easier for them to go, oh yeah, this is network television. This content is going to be ad-friendly. We probably don't really have to worry about it all that much. So then you have these major networks, these huge companies uploading thousands of hours of content, maybe millions of hours of content. I don't know, a shitload, which is awesome in a sense, because there's so much content to be consumed. You want to watch anything that you would have seen on cable television. Now suddenly you can just watch it for free on YouTube, and the networks get to make money because they get to run ads on it. It's a win-win situation for all of those parties. Unfortunately, it did have and does have a negative impact on individual YouTube creators. The platform for which, it was originally intended. I mean, everyone has seen it. It's just your recommended feed, bombarded by network television content now. The algorithm plugs content that YouTube knows is already advertiser friendly. So that brings us to where we are, where we have people born out of traditional mainstream media trying to make content for and blend into this YouTube platform.
So go on, click the subscribe button right over here.
And that's where the comedy hijinks ensue.
Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
So for context, I think it's important to understand how big YouTube really is. And this just really further proves my point as to how ridiculous it is that these mainstream media network people don't understand how the platform works or what it's about. So in 2020, YouTube made $19.8 billion. So basically $20 billion. By comparison, NBC Universal made $28 billion. So you might say, oh, well, okay, clearly regular network television is bigger than YouTube, $8 billion bigger. Here's the thing. NBC Universal made $28 billion in 2020 versus $20 billion made by YouTube. And NBC Universal includes all of NBC's networks. We're talking, NBC News, NBC Sports, MSNBC, CNBC, and all of their global, news networks and all of that, Sci-Fi Channel, Court TV, AMC, American Movie Classics, Bravo, the Sci-Fi Channel, PAX, the USA Network, and so many more that I'm not even naming. All of those networks. There's also the Universal part of NBC Universal. An entire fucking movie studio is included in that number and only making $8 billion more. Now I'm throwing around billions like we're talking about pennies here. Obviously, $1 billion is a lot of money, and $8 billion, it's not. Those are numbers I can't even really wrap my mind around. I mean, for context, if we're comparing giants to giants here, YouTube is pretty goddamn big, and for anyone involved in the media industry to be so willfully ignorant of how big YouTube is by comparison is just stupid. For me personally, I think it's hilarious that they force these dinosaurs, these Luddites, in front of cameras with teleprompters and forcing them to read these scripts promoting their YouTube channels when it's so blatantly obvious that they have no clue what the hell they're talking about.
Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel.
It's ridiculously awkward and, in my opinion, embarrassing.
If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here.
I really don't think that they're even remotely aware of it because they keep doing it and they're like copying each other and doing it. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing inherently wrong with asking someone to watch your YouTube channel or subscribe. I mean, it makes sense because sometimes people need a reminder. A lot of people watch YouTube content and they don't interact with it. They don't click a like button or dislike button or leave a comment or do anything. And interacting with the content, engaging with it really helps, a video, a channel with the YouTube algorithm. So if you like this content, hey, why don't you like and subscribe? Most YouTubers will have some kind of reminder throughout their video of, like and subscribe.
Hit that like button if you want me to post punch you in the throat, you weirdo, and let's just jump into it.
Or, hey, we're doing a giveaway for everyone who's hits the bell for notifications and follows me on Twitter and blah, 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 blah.
Giving away a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel, $500. And in addition to that, we're giving away $500 to a follower on our Instagram.
However, my problem isn't with the intent behind these like end rolls. It's the execution. It's painfully obvious when you place someone in front of the camera and force them to read these end rolls, these outros, and they don't know what the hell it is that they're talking about. And I think it's not only comical, but I think it kind of hurts your, I don't know, street cred, your vibe, whatever you want to call it. It makes you look stupid. And I don't know if they're writing these scripts themselves, like, or if someone else is doing it, but it's so strange the way that they word it.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel.
And also, like, why are they having someone else do it? That's like a common thing with these videos too. You see like Good Morning America or Today or like whatever, any kind of news, and then like they'll cut the segment for YouTube, and then they'll have this end roll of like someone else.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.
And they're just going to play the same fucking one over and over again on every single video, and it comes across disingenuous. It would be nice not only just to have the host do it, or whoever was hosting that segment do it, or whoever was involved in that segment do it. I mean, you could even do one for just each person and then just reuse that same one, but at least it's like the same person who was involved in the content that you were promoting in the first place. But I mean, at least at minimum, like, have it be someone who doesn't come across like they just found out about the internet that morning.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us what this was.
It's like a computer billboard.
It's not an. It's a computer billboard, but it's nationwide, and it's several universities and everything all joined together.
Can you eat? And if you're just going to say like and subscribe, whatever, fine. But do you have to say YouTube channel? It reminds me of old school where Will Ferrell's like calling his wife, and he's like, "Do you want to get together for a whole meal of food?"
No, if you want to get together for frozen yogurt sometime, or maybe even a whole meal of food.
It's so awkward. I think the problem is that networks think that everyone is as ignorant to YouTube as they are. And I think that's kind of the problem. Like, if we don't tell them YouTube, they won't understand the difference between watching Today on their cable television versus watching the Today Show on YouTube. We have to differentiate those things. I mean, I understand, like, they grew up with terrestrial television. That's like what they wanted to make a career out of. They probably didn't think that their career would end up being hawking YouTube videos. What they need to understand is that that's not a lesser thing. It's not small potatoes. They're big. They're very, very large. Very large potatoes. I like how this metaphor has come down to starch. But I mean, I get it. To them, like, TV is like the ultimate medium. And I think a lot of people fall down that weird rabbit hole, still thinking that that is the case, that traditional media is where it's at. That's all the meat and potatoes. Here we are talking about potatoes again. Even Dr. Mike recently posted a video about how he turned down millions of dollars to have his own television show because he couldn't control the advertising.
When a company comes to you and says, you're going to be in every state, you're going to be on mainstream media, you're going to have your own show.
And by the way, I don't know why he thought that was going to be the case. Where do you think those millions of dollars the network were going to pay you with come from? Like, they come from advertising, and it comes from whoever is willing to give them money to sponsor that show. Anyway, that's a whole other that's a whole other story. But yeah, a lot of people still think that, you know, traditional television is kind of where it's at. That's where you're going to get the biggest audience. But I think more and more we're transitioning away from traditional media. We're moving away from that, man. Like, it's not about that anymore. In the words of Brad Pitt and Moneyball, adapt or die, man.
Adapt or die.
So what can be done about it? Nothing can be done about it except just laugh at these boomers like myself making fools out of themselves on new media. A lot of channels have figured it out. But look at like The Tonight Show or Colbert or Saturday Night Live. They're uploading tons of content. They don't have these ridiculous, out of touch people ending their clips. So I mean, it can be done. But for now, we can just laugh. It's kind of like the 65-year-old guy trying to dress trendy, heading out to the clubs, hitting on 21-year-olds. It's cringy and awkward and weird. But you know, eventually the older generation will be gone and hand over the world to more capable younger people who understand how social media works.
It's the only reason there's any progress in the human race is that folks keep fucking dying.
You know, myself included. I'm old. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe for more content and highlights from my channel, my YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. Yeah. This is the end of the video. Like and subscribe.